There are 3 broken families that now have to figure out how to pick up the pieces and move on.
A huge announcement today from the Oklahoma County District Attorney. 3 deadly shootings at the hands of police officers will ultimately not see criminal charges.
These families are grieving. This decision that has been made is difficult.
All 3 date back to 2020. 49-year-old Christopher Poore was shot in the Village in July of that year during a domestic call. 15-year-old Stavion Rodriguez killed in November during a robbery. And a month later, 60-year-old Benny Edwards was shot during a disturbance call. Officers were charged after each of those incidents. But over the past several months, DA Behenna says a team of 7 lawyers were brought together to review all 3 cases. The DA's office also hired a use of force expert out of California to give an independent review. Those reports were then compared to Oklahoma law related to deadly force.
That law basically says that if a suspect is trying to escape or evade arrest, and the suspect is believed to have committed a crime involving serious bodily harm or the threat of serious bodily harm, force, even deadly force, can be justifiable.
The conclusion?
Those cases are going to be dismissed with prejudice.
In all 3 shootings, the people killed had a weapon, but the officers involved were charged over whether the use of deadly force was necessary. In the case of 15-year-old Stavion Rodriguez, he had dropped his gun. 5 officers shot him when he appeared to reach for his waist. Benny Edwards was shot 3 times after running towards officers holding a knife. But an officer was charged for shooting Edwards 3 more times in the back as he tried to run away. Christopher Poore was shot 3 times while holding a baseball bat. Under the law, the DA believes all 3 were justified. But for some, it renews the question of when deadly force should be used.
In your opinion, did these officers do their job well?
It probably, let me just stick with the law in these cases in particular. I'm not a police policy person. I don't know how they're trained, and it probably is unfair for me to even comment on that. I mean, my analysis is truly a factual and legal analysis.
Adriana Laws was at the scene right after Benny Edwards died. She was standing with Stavion Rodriguez's mother when she learned the charges were dropped.
DA Behenna spoke on the fact that there is a statute that prevents her from being able to take any of these cases any further in the courts. If these people were committing crimes, they should have been able to stand trial.
This organizer and victims advocate says without a fair and speedy trial in court, the families of the 3 individuals can't get justice.
Justice is not necessarily throwing individuals in jail. Justice is changing the system that allows these types of things to happen time and time again. Police killings did not start in 2020, and they will not end until we change the system.
Ashley Moss, Oklahoma's News 4.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.